Hello, Professor Bright here, and welcome to A House of Many Doors. It's a narrative-driven game much like Sunless Sea. In fact, some might say too much like Sunless Sea. They're, of course, wrong, because I'm a major fan of that game, and having a new setting, a new game to play with similar mechanics, sounds good to me. Also, slightly better combat mechanics, which is really what appeals to me. Now, we already took a early glance at this game, and I technically could start from there, but, no. We're going to start fresh. We want to start out new. And possibly actually look at our options. And there's the 24 sound again. I know it's just clocks ticking, but still. Can't separate the two. Also, that looks like someone's helmet, but I know it's just a rock and a other rock. Hi. Could that stop, please? A gruesome headache. Broken glass crunches behind your eye. Two concerned faces swim into view. Can you remember your name? Asks the bolder of the two. I am Brian Bright. Thank you. Are you happy with that choice, Brian Bright? No. I said no. You did give me an option. Ugh. So terrible. Anyhow, a gruesome headache. Good, the bald-headed man sits back. Rutherford, his name comes to you in a flash. You raise your fingers to your temple and brush over a rough bandage. Somewhere beneath you, you feel a tender hole in your skull, still oozing. Bandits, says the other man, monobrow. Bradley's his name. Ambushed us, boarded us, and took a memory right out of your head. Excuse me, what? Didn't you know? Rutherford laughs. That's how they get the memories out. He mimes a drill. Still have many questions about that, actually. You know? Very many questions. But yes, where are we? You're in the house, says Bradley. Captain's disoriented, not an idiot. Rutherford turns to you. We're out in the darkness, just a few rooms west of the city of Keys. We didn't get far. And what is the house? Rutherford and Bradley exchange brief, worried glances. Must have dislodged something when they yanked the memory out. When they drilled into my skull, yes, that's a slight possibility. The house is a parasite dimension, says Bradley. Endless dark rooms and locked doors. It steals things and people from other worlds. Ah, yes, it's all coming back to you now. And why? Exploration, says Bradley. He pauses. You had some damn fool notion about escaping the house. Impossible, of course, but a question that had gnawed at your soul for years nevertheless. One day you bought a Kinetopede of your own, a clanking train on mechanical legs, hired a ragtag crew, and launched yourself into darkness. A memory was stolen from you. You're curious as to why. Or was it? Bradley smashes his fist into his palm. We'll chase them down and hang 'em. Steady on, says Rutherford. You're in no condition to go chasing down miscreants, Brian Bright. Want to make sure your brain wasn't too badly damaged? Let me ask you some questions about your past. Yes, what options do we have? First, a mirror. Care to inspect the damage? Rutherford hands you a looking glass. Let's see. You know, I'm going to change over to this guy. Was this guy previously? For like 10 minutes. Decided I want to be this guy now, because he's got a bow tie. And bow ties, as we know, are relatively okay. Childhood. A wise decision. Rutherford sits opposite, a notepad in front of him. Tell me about your childhood. You had your own little niche in the tangled ecosystem of the city of Keys. What was it? Alright. Now, because there are so many options, I'm not going to go through all of them, but quickly. Orphan. Apprentice, heir, urchin, student, which I'm probably going to be, runaway, comfortable, or hawker. I'm good. See, here's the thing. I am Professor Bright, and I am very much into academia and science, so I'm going to be a student. You showed early academic promise and achieved a scholarship at Pauper's College. You spent weeks at a time lost in the rag stacks, the city's largest library. And your professional life? Asks Rutherford. You grew up, of course, as children sometimes do. Your childhood slipped away and you earned your keep as either detective, soldier, scholar, clergy, crook, industrialist, miner, adventurer, tempting, or lawyer. Again, I'm the scholarly type, so we were a scholar. You were a professor of Pauper's College. You wrote treatises, chatted with bohemian friends in coffee houses, and led expeditions to find students lost in the rag stacks. Occasionally, you taught. An escape. Maybe you left that way of life in disgrace, maybe you retired in honor, maybe you simply got bored. Doesn't matter. The fact you left is what's important. Your work cannot have wholly been your life, says Rutherford. What was the other claim on your time? Pugilism, debauchery, occultism, potentially, gambling, tinkering, sketching, tourism, socializing, oh, most definitely not. And, no. I'm torn. Occultism or tinkering? More esoterica or graft? You know what? Tinkering sounds good. None of your inventions have worked out yet, but you're sure you just need to iron out a few kinks here and there. Sure, why not? Reclamation. Good news, says Rutherford. Your brain is mostly intact. Good. That seems like very few questions to make that entire decision, but okay. Whatever memory they took from you must have been important, says Bradley. Let's get it back. It's probably just a memory of happier days, says Rutherford, bored. Memory thieves can sell that sort of thing for a fortune on the black market. Not worth risking our lives over. Rutherford, if it's worth a fortune on the black market, we should risk our lives for that, because I want to sell it on the black market, to make money, so that I might explore further. I mean, come on. Anyway, you still look a little woozy, Captain, says Bradley. Do you want us to help you get back up to speed with the day-to-day running of things? Kind of, yes, just in case I missed something. And Bradley nods. The last we saw of the memory thieves, they were heading directly north of here, probably up to Clayton's Mill to sell your memory on the black market. Perhaps we can catch them. This memory may not even be worth retrieval, of course. How would you know? There are several ways to know, and we're at least into the overworld section of the game. Now, first thing that needs to happen, I kind of want to talk to my crew, but no, not yet. Yeah, the upper deck are important crew, and the lower deck, these are just... Ignore that. These are under, lower deck crew. There we go. Words. I can speak them. Oh! God, that is annoying. It got me twice now. Those little bastards fly across the screen. I don't know what triggers those! But anyway, the memory thieves. You recognize their Kinetopede instantly. It's much sleeker than your own cobbled-together mess. They're not trying to run, they're barreling straight towards you, legs all a-skitter. You know what? We're gonna do a test of spirit. I'm just gonna ask for my memories back. Maybe they'll listen to reason. What? Okay. Didn't expect that to work. The memory thieves prove surprisingly amenable. They will return your stolen memory. Fighting you is simply not worth the risk. You climb down to the floor, your boots setting up a great cloud of dust. Don't leave the circle of safety provided by your heartlight. The dark would eat you alive. The memory thief captain is a typical bandit, an odd collection of scavenged clothes, goggles, bandana. He hands you the battered box that holds your stolen memory, and as he does so, his sleeve lifts. Strange. He has a tattoo of a skull with a line slashed through one eye socket. An odd tattoo. Looking him up and down, you notice other discrepancies. His fingernails too clean, his hair too neat. No scars on all his teeth. He turns and hurries back to his Kinetopede before you can ask further questions. Yay! Great! I've got my, little memories back, oddly. I expected that to go badly, but hey, apparently they're just willing to give me my memories back for nothing. Good for them! Dust and silence. Darkness hems you in. The house seems as vast and uncaring as ever. Well, I've got to retrieve those memories. Attach the nozzle to the hole in your skull and crank the handle. So many questions, but okay, sure. Also, are we going to replace the bone in my skull so it doesn't all leak out again? Obscure visions. A blood-red mountain gazing down at you with one hideous bile-yellow eye. A motionless clock, blood seeping through the walls behind it. A hard-faced woman at a window, with a key in her hand. Whose memories are these? Not yours, certainly. They don't fit with any of the others in your head. You had expected to complete a jigsaw. Instead, you found a piece from a different puzzle. The theft was an orchestrated affair. If you can hunt down the mastermind, perhaps you'll learn more. The thieves had been fleeing to Clayton's Mill. Perhaps we start there. An empty memory box. So, question, can I steal memories from other people as well? Can I become a memory thief? Interesting. Interesting ideas. What was that sound? See, one of my concerns is that this is called the house. Whose house is it? What lives here? Oh. And red circle. Oh, red circles indicate events. Okay, cool. A cairn. I think that's how you pronounce that. A tower of haphazardly heaped stones, entombing some ancient hero from another world. Oh yeah, tear it down. This is a great idea. We're going with it. Success, you discover a skeleton Oh dear. You discover a skeleton clutching a rusted sword, its ribs encased in a breastplate. A great find, though your crew murmurs darkly of a curse. In your sleep that night, you battle an armored warrior again and again. When you wake, you're covered in bruises. Well, nothing else to be found here. Scuttle off. And yes, we have stats. A lot. Well, would have been nice to know exactly what all those stats did, but oh well. That happens. On to Clayton's Mill. Now, this is where we left off. This is a place I haven't explored yet. Well, all of the places are a place I haven't really explored yet. Only got 20 minutes with the game. But now, oof. Clayton's Mill, partly a town and partly a fortress, and partly one vast tavern. A creaking wooden monument built in defiance of the truism that crime doesn't pay. A shanty village, mostly composed of rusting Kinetopedes converted into houses or brothels, surrounds the great building at the center of the room. Lopsided and absurd, Clayton's Mill is huger than a cathedral, belching smoke and spinning a dozen blades. It bristles like a porcupine with heavy-duty artillery, though you suspect that any one of these great canyons going off would cause the whole edifice to collapse. Their journey to Clayton's Mill is a pilgrimage for thieves, pirates, and bandits. Here they can sell their misbegotten wares in the open. They can also drink and fight and kill each other without comment or consequence. In the mill itself, liquor flows eternal, though Clayton Canker himself is rarely seen in public these days. More apprehensions which, as I understand it, let me either progress in the main story or boost my stats. I'm not entirely sure how, but anyway. Yes, the memory thieves were heading here. Who would they plan to meet? Clayton's Mill is usually a cacophony of shouts and raucous laughter, and the occasional spirited evacuation of bodily fluids. But when you approach today, the windows are shuttered. Clayton Canker himself is behind the bar, a giant upper half of a man teetering atop clunky mechanical legs. He rubs a glass with a rag and eyes you carefully. But your attention is occupied by the room's other occupant, a woman whose face is covered by bright, sharp steel. "Brian Bright," she says coolly. "Please, sit." "Sure, we'll sit down." Clayton clanks over, gas whistling from his pneumatic knees, and pours you a glass of beer-like liquid. Her iron beak is distinctive, and finally you recognize her. Lady Stymphalion, a noblewoman from the City of Masks. You'd expect to meet her at a high society ball, not seated behind a horribly stained table in Clayton's Mill. "I did not expect my men to survive, in truth," she says. "They knew they were martyrs. I came here not to meet them, but to meet you." "How dare you send men to drill into my head?" "Uh-huh. Yes, I mean, all these are valid options. So I've got a new memory now, clocks and red mountains. What does it mean? Why fill my head with that?" Oh dear. "That memory has, well, the word infected is apt but unnecessarily negative," says Lady Stymphalion. "It has altered you. We were blocked from you before, thanks to the machinations of your governor, but now we have a door into your head. You see, we're very interested in your search for escape from the house, Brian Bright. Watch for us in your dreams." She stands and begins to put on her black-laced gloves. I've explained as much as I care to. Understand that both of us are minor pieces in a very old game. Understand also that I have far less faith in you than my masters, and I believe things will end the same as always. I'm going to demand you tell me more. I mean, come on, give me something. "I've told you all I care to tell," she says. "I would advise that you don't start anything untoward." A pneumatic hiss. Clayton Canker has casually set an enormous 6-barreled shotgun up on the bar, and is making only a cursory attempt to appear not to aim it in your direction. "Let's let her leave." She tosses a purse of coins on the table. "You had only one path ahead of you before," she says. "Now you have a second, darker, less traveled." She nods to you and then to Clayton Canker behind the bar. He nods back respectfully. "I do not expect to meet you again," she tells you. "Sweet dreams." And with that she leaves. Clayton Canker shuffles from window to window, opening the shutters, and the clientele trickle back in one by one. Oh my. I mean, there are several questions here. So, who... Wait. It said it's part of a bigger, older game. I'm not sure what game they would be playing. I mean, obviously everyone wants to leave the house. It stole you from another world. Why would you not want to leave? I mean, I guess if the world you left wasn't as good as this one, but I mean, this world doesn't seem great. Because, I mean, the darkness will kill you. I don't know. Clayton Kanker was seen at the bar recently with a young woman at his side. A paramour, a business associate. She killed a man who insulted her, and the Kanker roared with laughter. Oh, most likely the person we just spoke with. Could shatter the bizarre effigy, but I don't really know about this sanctioned gods thing, so probably not going to do that. Also seems like a very bad idea. Let's ingratiate ourselves here. It's, probably for the best. Clayton Kanker is nowhere to be found, but Too Clever by Half is running a poker game in the corner. You know that the Karchar is one of Clayton's closest advisors. This could be an opportunity. Too Clever by Half looks up as you approach and offers you the kind of grin only a shark can produce. No, don't join the game, I don't think. Okay, that is interesting. Hints of conspiracy. Also, we could have played poker with an actual shark, like a literal shark, not a poker shark. I'm intrigued where this story goes, and also where we can go from here. There's a lot of exploring to do. But for now, thank you for your time. Note the like, comment, and subscribe buttons below. Use them responsibly, and I will see you all soon.